Hallo zusammen, I'm your vlog Dave. Today I'd like to talk about certain German nouns that you could almost consider like superheroes. The Avengers in the realm of German nouns. Deutsche Substantive. But why is that? Well, that is because they aren't limited to just one article, maybe not even to two articles. They can actually be used with 3 articles. And you can choose which article to use. But also be careful, because a different article might also change the meaning of a respective noun. So let's talk about those Avenger nouns today. Number 1. Kaugummi, chewing gum, or Gummi, rubber or gum. This is a fairly simple example. In fact, you can either say der Kaugummi or, as I personally prefer to say, das Kaugummi. It's basically a matter of personal linguistic aesthetic preferences, which article to use here. I've always thought of Gummi as a neuter noun, so it's not der Gummi to me anyway. It's das Gummi, you know? Das Kaugummi, therefore. Kaugummi is actually a compound word out of Kau and Gummi, and since pretty much all compound words have the article of the last part of the compound word, which is Gummi in this context, it's das Kaugummi to me. Either way, here it doesn't change the meaning at all. It's always the chewing gum. Kaugummi. I think some Germans might differentiate here a bit more according to more colloquial ways of using the noun Gummi as well. For instance, Gummi can also be a slang colloquial term for a condom, das Kondom. So while those people might say der Kaugummi when they refer to chewing gum, they might still rather say das Gummi for a condom. And that might very well be a subconscious distinction, a subconscious decision. Number 2. Joghurt, yogurt. This noun is highly versatile regarding which article you could use, because in this case you can either use der, which makes it a masculine noun, die, treating it as a feminine noun, or das, which makes it a neuter noun. And again, that's pretty much up to your personal preferences. And you might actually not know why you prefer a certain article over the other one, for instance, because you haven't really thought about that yet in your whole entire life. I personally think it has a lot to do with, for instance, how your parents or your sisters refer to those nouns. When they rather use like the masculine article, der Joghurt, I guess you'd rather say der Joghurt instead of das Joghurt, for instance, as well. Just because they do it that way and you're used to that, you grew up with that. That's just my assumption though. If you're German as well, I don't know about your region, but I'm coming from the Sauerland, and most people I know that I've heard talking about or referring to a yogurt, they'd probably say der Joghurt for the most part, but you know, that's just me and my experience, so I don't know if that's representative in any way, shape or form. Probably not. But der Joghurt, I have to admit that I can't recall a single situation in which I've heard someone say or refer to you as die Joghurt, like as a singular term, as a singular noun. You know what? Maybe we should just ask a yogurt which gender it has, which sex it has. Maybe that is the philosophical solution to this problem, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, Teller, plate. This one can be interesting because the choice of the article could tell you something about where a person might come from. Whereas it's der Teller singular, die Teller plural in German, which makes it a masculine noun, it can also be das Teller singular, die Teller plural in Austria, and Austrian German therefore. Now, I don't know too much about Austrian German, sadly, I know, but I know that there are some differences regarding German German and Austrian German, because you wouldn't say das Teller in Germany. No, it's always der Teller. Number 4. Kiefer, jaw or pine tree. Now, this one is very interesting because depending on the article, you actually change the meaning. You actually refer to a different word in a different context. Although it's spelled exactly the same way, you'd pronounce it exactly the same way, but this term can actually mean two different things. Holy moly. So when you use Kiefer as a masculine noun with der, it's actually the jaw, a part of the skull or like the human body. But when you use Kiefer with the feminine article die, it actually refers to a type of tree, a pine tree, die Kiefer. The plural term for der Kiefer, the jaw, is die Kiefer, whereas die Kiefern, with the additional consonant n at the end, is the plural term for die Kiefer, the pine tree. So please keep that in mind. And last but not least, Steuer, steering wheel or tax. As you can already tell by the two different meanings of Steuer, the article and the context show and relate to the different meanings. Das Steuer means the steering wheel, for instance, on a ship. The plural term is die Steuer, steering wheels. But please don't confuse that plural form, die Steuer, with the singular form, die Steuer though. I mean, it's exactly the same, both spelling and pronunciation-wise, but the latter is a feminine noun in German and it means tax. Die Steuer, singular. The plural term for this is die Steuern, so again we have an additional n at the end, so please keep that in mind as well. Do you know more German terms with multiple possible articles? If so, tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and to share it with other people. And if you want to support this channel even more, check out my Patreon page. A little tip per video can make a difference and help me a lot. Also feel free to follow me on social media. I'm your Vlog Dave, tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal.